Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you are quite well. I'm going to start my lecture on the Pakistan resolution. That what is Pakistan resolution or what is the background of that resolution? Two nation theory became the background of the Pakistan resolution. That why the Muslims of the subcontinent presented their resolution for making a separate homeland for themselves, because the Muslim, by virtue of their faith, are a separate nation from the other nations of the world. Their sentiments and aspiration can be realized in a state which is Islamic in nature. So they wanted a separate homeland because there was no similarity between the two nations in any regard. Second, that the Hindu extremism, that the Hindus started a several movement against the Muslim just to convert their religion into Hinduism, convert their religion Islam into Hinduism. So it was very difficult for the Muslims to live there. So again, in the Iqbal Allahabad address, Allama Iqbal presented his that the presidential address at Allahabad in December 1930, in which he demarcated a separate homeland for Muslims. So due to the oppressive Congress rule, because the Congress rule was started in the subcontinent 1939, in the election of 1937, on the basis of the Indian Act of 1935, elections were held in Hindustan 1937. Congress ministries were formed, but the Congress ministries adopted a biased attitude towards the Muslims, that they started a Hindu Raj over the Muslims. So at that time, the Muslims have the no place and the no status in the Hindustan. So the Muslim they demanded for a separate homeland. At that time, that the Muslim League was not a popular party during the election of 1937, and it had failed to attract the Muslim of the subcontinent. With the passage of time, that the Muslim League became the strong party. So the Qaidism, along with the Muslims, started a movement just to get a separate homeland for themselves. Then the Lahore resolution were presented at the Minto Park, Lahore, on 23rd March 1940. Lahore resolution was moved on March 23rd, 1940, which declared the demand of an independent sovereign state for the Muslims of subcontinent by dividing Hindustan to two states of India and Pakistan. There were it was moved by the Chief Minister of Bengal, Maulvi Fazlul Haq. What was the salient feature of the Lahore resolution? That the federal scheme that the disapproved. According to the election 1937, that the federal scheme were introduced in the Hindustan, but that scheme cannot satisfy the Muslim because there were the majority of the Hindu in this scheme. So it was disliked by the Muslims. So the Muslim, that there should be a establishment of the independent states were very necessary to constitute the independent state in which the constituent units shall be autonomous and the sovereign. Because when the Allama Iqbal in his Allahabad address that he demarcated a separate homeland for themselves, now it was very necessary to constitute an independent state for the Muslim. So again, there was the safeguard for minorities. In the newly established Muslim and non-Muslim states, that the constitutional safeguards should be provided, that the minorities have all the right, whether for the Muslim and the non-Muslim, that they have all the fundamental rights. So the extent of the state sovereignty, states created under this scheme have full control over defense, foreign affair and communication. So the Muslim should not be dominated in this way by the Hindus. What was the importance of Lahore resolution? The passing of the resolution was a huge step and had given the enthusiasm to the Muslims of the subcontinent. After presenting the Lahore resolution, that the Muslims started a campaign in the Hindustan. So that they used the slogan for getting the Pakistan. The Pakistan ka matlab kya? La ilaha illallah. So we should get a separate homeland where we can lead. It was a slogan of that time. It was a slogan of the Muslim that we should get a separate homeland for ourselves, where we can lead a life according to the Quranic teaching and Sunnah. So again, that what is the Cripps mission? Now we have to discuss the Cripps mission of 1942. It was a period of Second World War. Cripps mission was a failed attempt in March 1942 by the British government to secure full Indian cooperation and support for their efforts in World War II. It was a period of the World War II. It was a war between Japan and the Britain. Both were the colonial power. The mission was headed by the senior minister Sir Stafford Cripps to discuss matters with the Indian leaders and published his proposal on 30th March 1942, just to satisfy both the Muslim League and the Congress. What were the proposal of the Cripps mission? During the transitional period of the war, an Indian union with the dominion status, that the self-governing territory of the British Commonwealth would be set up in order to settle the problem of the constitution in the Hindustan, that there were the certain proposal of the Cripps mission, because that there were at that time there were the no formation of the government in Hindustan, just to present and to form a new government and the new constitution, that there was a suggestion of the Cripps mission that in order to brought the conciliation between the Muslim and the Congress, between the Muslim League and Congress. Number second, that there were their proposal were related to the after the war, that the Constituent Assembly will be convenient, that the Constituent Assembly should be formed after the war for all the provinces. Any province, if any province have no willingness to join the union, could have a separate constitution and form separate union. So there were the option for the provinces in the Cripps mission, that the Congress, that what were the reaction of the Congress as well as Muslim League against the proposal of the Cripps mission. Congress rejected it as it wanted full independence and with the dominion status. Muslim League also rejected the plan simply because it stood for a federal India and did not grant her demand for the Pakistan, because it stood for the federation in India, in which both the parties were not satisfied. So it were totally rejected. Cripps mission were totally rejected by the Muslim League as well as by the Congress. So there were the no result of the Cripps mission of 1942. After the Cripps mission of 1942, that the cabinet mission plan of 1946 were presented. After the war, after the Second World War, that the cabinet mission to India came to discuss the transfer of power from the British government to the Indian leadership with the aim of preserving that the India unity and the granting its independence. That the British government sent 3 senior members of the British cabinet as a last attempt to preserve the unity of the Indian Federation, and the mission proposed a complicated system for both the Muslim League and the Congress. So that the federation divided into the grouping scheme into the provinces and the provincial groupings, and the central power was to be confined to foreign affairs, defense, currency and the communication. That was given to the central government, and the other powers were given to the provinces, that they can enjoy the other powers. So it was the proposal of the cabinet mission that the union would be divided into the 3 groups: Indian Union, British India and the Peninsular States. Then the grouping schemes were offered by the cabinet mission plan, like the provinces divided into 3 groups A, B and C, according to the Muslim and the Hindu majority. That the internal independence of the provincial groups, that the Constituent Assembly of all provinces shall frame constitution for their respective provinces. So it was an option for all the provincial assembly. Establishment of the interim government. Interim government shall be formed at the center till the formation of constitution. So that was the end of the cabinet mission plan. So what were the reaction of the Congress and the Muslim League? That the Congress was against the decentralization, and the idea was to have a strong center for Muslim League, that the plan did not provide a ray of hope for the demand of the Pakistan. So both the parties rejected the plan. After the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946, that there were the Simla Conference of 1945. In 1945, that the Lord Weibel came in Hindustan as a viceroy. That the Simla Conference, also called the Lord Weibel Plan, that there are the two names after that, the Simla Conference and the Lord Weibel Plan of 1945. There was a meeting between the Viceroy of the Indian, Lord Weibel, and the major political leaders of the British India at Simla. What was the proposal of the Lord Weibel for both the Congress and Muslim League? It was decided that all the offices except that the office of the Commander-in-Chief shall be filled by Indian. Muslim members should be equal in number to the caste Hindus. Only one Muslim member appointed in the Viceroy Executive Council, but from Unionist Party, not Muslim League. So the Muslim League, according to the Lord Weibel, that the Muslim League was not the leading party of the Muslim. That what were the result of the Simla Conference? That there were no mandate of the Muslim League in the Simla Conference. Important offices were given to the Viceroy Executive Council, and the other powers were given to the caste Hindus, and the other powers were given to the Unionist Party, not to the Muslim League. So the Qaeda rejected the Simla Conference, that the Muslim League is only leading party of the Muslims, not the Unionist Party, while the only one Muslim seat was given in the Simla Conference. That seat was given to the Unionist Party, not to the Muslim League. So how the Qaeda accept the Simla Conference? So it were totally rejected by the Muslim. Then the formation of the interim government. After the Simla Conference, that the interim government were formed by the British government. It was the first step towards the implementation of the Cabinet Mission Plan. Viceroy made an announcement in June 1946. He said that the government shall be formed even one of the two major Indian political parties decides to abstain, then alternative arrangements shall be made. Because when all the proposal like the Cripps mission came in Hindustan, Cabinet Mission, so again presented this proposal for the constitutional problem of the Muslim, but all these tasks were failed in Hindustan because there was no consultation, mutual consultation between the two parties. Now it is the idea of the British government just to form the interim government. And both the parties, political party, Muslim League and the Congress, should join the interim government. If any party, whether the Muslim League or the Congress, rejected not to not to join the interim government, then the other party can be, that the offer can be given to the other party. That first, that the Congress, that abstain not to join the interim government. So the promise was made by the British government. If the one party refused not to join the government, then the other party can be invited. So according to his promise, that the Muslim League should be invited. But the British government did not attend the Muslim League just to join the interim government. So on the other side, that the Viceroy invited Nehru to join government, then the Muslim League protested and celebrated the 16th of August 1946, the direct action day, that by the Muslim League, that it was not invited by the British government according to his promise, because he break up his promise. So the Muslims protested in Hindustan, and the appeal proved very effective. Government invited the Muslim League to join on the October 6, 1946. 5 Muslim leaders, the 5 Muslim League ministers took oath of the office, and the Liaquat Ali Khan hold finance portfolio control of the finance and presented budget very successfully. That it was the positive attitude of the Muslim League. So the Muslim League show that it was the leading party of the Muslim. 3rd June plan. What was the 3rd June plan? That the Mountbatten reached India on the March 22nd, 1946. He discussed matters with the Indian leader, and the partition plan was announced by the Viceroy on June 3rd, 1947. What was the salient feature of the plan? that the British government shall not impose its own constitution on India, that the Indian Constituent Assembly shall frame their own constitution. All the provincial assemblies, that they are, all the assemblies shall be entitled to decide which of the two constituent assemblies their respective provinces shall join, so that they can form their own constitution. All the provincial assemblies were allowed by the British government, the 3rd June plan. Provincial states have option to join either of the two states. So what were the Indian Independence Act, July 1947? It was decided by the British government. Now, it is very necessary to divide the Hindustan into two states. So the Indian Independence Act was ratified and approved by the British Parliament in July 1947. It was decided by the British government just to end the British rule on August 14, 1947. It was announced by the British government that on the 14 August 1947 that the newly independent states, that they should be formed for the Muslims. So the Hindustan should be divided into two states for making a newly independent state for the Muslim, 14 August 1947. So the India, that the Hindustan was partitioned and the India was formed on the August 15, 1947. So that was the end of the British rule. Now that there was no emperor of India, all the titles were abolished for the British government in Hindustan. It was decided by the British government that until unless the Constituent Assembly of both the successor state like the Pakistan and India form their own constitution, that they can run their governmental affair according to the India Act of 1935. It should be adopted as an interim constitution for the newly independent states. So, according to the Indian Independence Act, both the states, newly independent states, came into being. That there was the emergence of the Pakistan, that the Muslim League get a separate homeland for themselves, where they can live their life according to the Islamic rituals. So they form their Islamic constitution. That is the end of the lecture. I hope you will follow my lecture. Take care of your health. Thank you.